And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cherry Field in Tucson, Arizona. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage in the Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic. And we're underway in the final pool game of day number one as the Arvada West Wildcats face off against the St. Laurence Vikings. And underway in the top of the first inning, Alan Martin leads off for the Wildcats, up there with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Frank Greco gets the start for the Vikings from St. Lawrence out of Illinois. And a swing and a miss for a strike, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes on Martin. Now the line and the 1-2. And that's bounced in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Martin back in there and ready. And Greco into the line and the 2-2. That didn't miss by much, just off the inside part of the plate, and the count runs full at 3-2. Into the line in the 3-2 pitch. And that's a line drive into left field. And off the glove of the left fielder, that'll get down and pulling into second base is Alan Martin. That'll be a 2-base error on the St. Lawrence left fielder. And we'll get you through the Arvada West Wildcat lineup. Again, Martin leads off in center field. Justin Mulvaney bats second and plays right. Brody Hagel-Pitt, the starting pitcher today, hits in the 3-hole. Nick Priola at first base bats fourth. Jesse Gonzalez, the catcher, is fifth. Hitting sixth is the left fielder Zach Skull. Then Cole Gray at third base bats seventh. Lucas Giancho, the second baseman, is eighth. And Ethan Fleming, the shortstop, bats ninth for the Wildcats. Now Mulvaney in, trying to move that runner around from second base. And a half swing and a call on the swing anyway, so a swinging strike. And it's 0-1. Just underway in the top of the first inning. Greco out of the stretch, sets, checks back to second base. And the 0-1, and that's off the handle and fouled off on the first base side, and it's 0-2. Defensively for the Vikings, Anthony Chimera is in left field, Kevin White plays center, and Mike Miller is in right. Nate Tholes at third base, Brad Wood the shortstop. Mike Cornaker at second base, and Roger Wilson at first. TJ Merrick catches Frank Greco. Now the set on the 2-strike pitch, and that's popped up, and that's going to be playable in foul territory. And just able to hang on to it, the catcher Merrick. So he makes the catch in foul territory. That was a towering pop-up right up the chute there. And the first out is recorded. And now Brody Hagel-Pitt, the starting pitcher for Arvada West, at the plate. Greco with a set, the first one on the way, and a swing and a miss for a strike. 1 on, 1 out, just underway, top of the first. Now the set, the check of the runner at second base, and the 0-1. And that's a little bit low for a ball, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Greco looks back to second. And the pitch. And that's fouled away. Hagel-Pitt maybe fooled there. Had to throw the bat head out there, and he fouled it off. And they count 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's a 12-team tournament here in the Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic. 3 pools of 4 teams each. So the teams will play 3 pool games over the first 2 days, counting today and then tomorrow. As that ball is bounced in there, and it's 2-2. And then they'll advance into bracket play on Thursday and Friday. The championship game, 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. I'll look back, and now the 2-2 pitch and a ground ball, and that's cut off at third and thrown across the diamond to first base. That is in time. The runner at second has to stay put, so Martin's still at second with 2 away in the inning, and the batter is Nick Priola. Priola in there and ready. Greco with the set in the first one. That's behind him. It goes to the backstop, and a wild pitch will move the runner to third base. Now back to it after Merrick goes out to talk to Greco. And that's a high fly ball into shallow left. The shortstop Wood out there, and now he's called off. And the left fielder, Jamira, not able to make the play. Second error of the inning, and that'll play to run for Arvada West.
Catcher Jesse Gonzalez.
And now a runner at second base with 2 outs, but a run in for the Wildcats. The batter is Jesse Gonzalez. And there's a pop-up on the left side of the infield. That's called for by the third baseman, Thull, and he puts it away. And that will end the inning for Arvada West in the top of the first inning. They get a run without a base hit, 2 errors, and 1 runner left on base after half inning of play. It's the Wildcats 1, and the Vikings coming up. Brad Wood, the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the first inning, and going after the first one. Fouled it back. A swing and a miss for a strike. Wood, the shortstop, leading off for the Vikings in the bottom of the first inning. And that pitch bounced in there for a ball. Nothing Wildcats, and the Vikings batting at the bottom of the first. And a check swing, and it's a strike to Wood. And so the count, I guess they call it a ball. So that was a ball, I beg your pardon. So 3-1, I believe, the count. And Hagel pit into the line of the pitch. And that's low. So I did have it right. I was going off the scoreboard. It's 3-2 now. Three and two to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the first, and the pitch is low, and that's ball 4. So Wood walks, and he's down to first base, and the batter is Nate Thull. So it's Wood leading off, Thull second, Cornacre third. And then Mike Miller hits fourth, TJ Merrick fifth, Roger Wilson, the first baseman, is sixth, Kevin White bats seventh, Robert Gutierrez, the DH, is eighth, and Anthony Chimera in left field bats ninth. And that first one down, and to the backstop it goes. And a big turnaround. Second on going to try for third, and they throw a little bit off the mark, and that's hustle all the way around the bases there as Wood goes from first to third on a wild pitch. Gonzalez couldn't find it as he turned around. Didn't see it where it went initially. By the time he tracked it down, Wood had made that turnaround. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1. And that's outside. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at third base and nobody out. Vikings down 1-0, but a great opportunity here to get that tying run in. And I expect they'd be disappointed if they couldn't get it in. That pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-2. Defensively for the Wildcats, Skull in left, Martin in center, and Mulvaney in right. Gray, Fleming, Giotto, and Priola third to first. And Gonzalez catching, Hagel Pitt. And there's a line drive down the left field line, and that is in for a fair ball. And that's going to bring in a run as the throw goes to second base a little late. And Nate Thal has an RBI double. And the Vikings are even with the Wildcats in the bottom of the first. It's 1-1.
21, second baseman Mike Hornacker.
Now Mike Hornacker, the second baseman, in for the Vikings. And the first pitch bounced in there. They're going to throw behind the runner at second base, and it's close, but he gets back. Check of the runner, and he turned back to second, but no throw. 1-1 ball game, bottom of the first. Pool B play. As a check swing there. Did not go around, and it's 2-0. The other two teams in the pool, Rincon High School out of Tucson and Boulder High School out of Colorado. Pitch a fastball low, 3-0. Runner at second base, nobody out. A run in for the Vikings in the bottom of the first. And a 3-0 count on their number 3 hitter, with Mike Miller, the cleanup hitter, in the on-deck circle. And the 3-0. And that's a breaking ball over for a strike. Interesting there then. Maybe trying to work on that second pitch to throw that a slider on 3-0. I guess the other side of it, though, the number 3 hitter up there, maybe he's got the green light here early in the ball game. And so you don't necessarily want to give in and throw a fastball down the middle. Now the 3-1. And he missed ball 4. Second walk of the inning. And time called as Gonzalez is out to talk to his pitcher, Hagel Pitt. 2 aboard and nobody out. A run in for the Vikings in the bottom of the first inning. So they respond nicely after a couple of errors in the top of the first. They come back and get even, and now they're looking for more and try to jump ahead of the Wildcats in the bottom of the first inning.
6, right fielder Mike Miller.
Now Mike Miller, the right fielder, up there. And the first pitch over the outside corner for a strike. look back and the 1-strike pitch. And that's low for a ball, and it's 1-1. Hagel Pitt trying to get dialed in here. Now the look back and the 1-1 pitch. The bunt on, and it's bunted foul by Miller. So interesting there, already a strike against him, 1-1 the count prior to that pitch. And the Vikings have their cleanup hitter trying to bunt with 2 aboard. I would guess that the thinking is you want to get to Hagel Pitt here early while he's struggling. And again, you don't want to let him get dialed in, or if he does, you want to have a couple of runs on the board already. And so playing for a couple of more runs here by showing the bunt. And that pitch over for a strike. Miller fooled there. And he is called out on strikes. First out of the inning, and the batter is T.J. Merrick, the catcher.
27, catcher T.J. Merrick.
The Vikings looking to make something happen. They've gotten a couple of walks and an RBI double in the inning. Turn back to second, but no throw. First pitch over for a strike. It'll be interesting to see how these pitchers, both of them, do if they can get settled in here and start to get into a bit of a rhythm. Greco had to pitch out of trouble from the beginning after a fly ball was misplayed in left field to the first hitter of the ball game. And now Hagel Pitt has caused a little more of his own trouble with a couple of walks, including the leadoff walk in the inning. And a breaking ball foul to the backstop, and it's 0-2. Pitt drawing some interest. A few professional baseball scouts here with the radar guns behind the backstop. Saw him hit 89 on one of the warm-up pitches, so you got to figure he rides right around 90 or at maybe even the low 90s as he starts to get loose. Two aboard, 1 out, a run in for the Vikings. No balls, 2 strikes to count on Merrick. And the pitch. Lays off a breaking ball, and they count 1-2. The set of the look back to second base. The 1-2 pitch. Popped up, and that'll get back out of play. Thole at second, Cornaker at first. Brad Wood has already been on base and come around to score the first run for the Vikings. Mike Miller, the lone out, was called out on strikes prior to this at-bat for Merrick in a 1-2, and there's a swing and a miss, so back-to-back strikeouts. And 2 away in the inning for the first baseman, Roger Wilson.
First baseman Roger Wilson.
Already 26 pitches in the inning for Hagel Pitt. But if he can get out of this first inning allowing just the 1 run, he'll feel pretty fortunate, I would bet. And the first pitch over for a strike. And there's a fly ball. That's hit well out to left center field. But the outfielder's playing deep, and Martin, the center fielder, over to make the catch. And this side retired for the Vikings in the bottom of the first inning. They get 1 run. They do it on 1 base hit. There were a couple of walks and 2 runners left on after an inning of play. It's the Vikings 1 and the Wildcats 1.
The second inning for the Wildcats, number 20, outfielder Zach Skoll.
Zach Skoll, the left fielder, leads off, and boy, gets hit in the helmet. It was a breaking ball, fortunately for him, and he will go to first base. Now Cole Gray, the third baseman.
Number 25, third baseman Cole Gray.
And Gray bunting, hits it hard back to the pitcher Greco. They get the out at second, on to first, a double play. So the Wildcats trying to bunt. But Gray hits it, bunts it back hard and right back to the pitcher, Greco. A 1-6-3 double play off the bunt. And there's 2 away in the inning
Number 2, second baseman
for the Wildcats.
Lucas Siaco.
And the first pitch, a breaking ball over for a strike. Lucas Siaco, the second baseman at the plate. And the 0-1. And that's fouled off. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, spaces empty in the top of the second. 1-1 our score. A fastball, that swung on and missed, and that does it. So a hit batter begins the inning, but it turns into just a 5-pitch inning for Greco. And nothing doing for the Wildcats after an inning and a half, still 1-1. Bottom third of the order for the Vikings in the second inning, and Kevin White takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Now the 0-1. And that's over for a strike, and it's 0-2. White, the center fielder, leading off for the Vikings in the second inning. Here's the wind of the 0-2. And that ball hit to the backstop and fouled off. Still no balls, 2 strikes. There you go, Pitt into the wind of the 2-strike pitch. And White hit by the pitch. Are they going to leave him? They will not. They're going to make him come back, saying that he leaned into it. And then we'll get a question from the third base dugout from the St. Lawrence head coach, Pete Lotus. So I guess they say 0-2. And that's near the outside corner and a called third strike. Now 1 away in the inning for the designated hitter Robert Gutierrez.
Batting for pitcher Frank Greco, number 20, designated hitter Robert Gutierrez.
Gutierrez hits a fly ball to left field. Skull back a couple, now comes in one and makes the catch, and that's out number 2. Now the number 9 hitter for the Vikings, their left fielder, Anthony Chimera. St. Lawrence brought a big squad down here. They're actually playing a junior varsity game over on the other field here at the Cherryfield Complex. They brought enough players then to field that JV team, and they're playing 2 junior varsity games, one tonight against Rincon's JV. Again, that's a local team here in Tucson, and then they're also going to play the Tucson High junior varsity squad tomorrow night. There's a fastball over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the second inning, 1-1 our score. And that pitch misses for a ball, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball at 88 for a strike, and it's 2-2. And time called by Chimera. Now Hagel pit to the wind and the pitch. Slow roller on the left side. Gray will charge field, throw on the run, and not in time at first. So hustling down the line, Chimera, and that'll be an infield single. Back to the top of the order for the Vikings. Brad Wood, who walked and scored in the first, will bat with a runner at first and 2 away in the inning. And that pitch bounced in. It'll go to the backstop. So a wild pitch puts a runner in scoring position. Second wild pitch of the game for Hagel Pitt. Couple of walks, couple of base hits, 3 strikeouts in an inning and in 2/3. Now the 1-0, and that's a fastball fouled away, and it's 1-1. And all different weather here today in Tucson for day 1 of the tournament. Bright sunshine through the early morning, really all the way up until about maybe 11 o'clock or maybe even closer to noon, and then the clouds came in. The 2 o'clock games actually had a lightning delay, as that pitch is a called strike, and it's 1-2. But a lightning delay lasted between about 10 and 15 minutes for each of the 2 o'clock games. And then we did have just a light sprinkling for just a few minutes during the 5 o'clock games. Now clear skies, and of course the temperature dropping will be down around the 50-degree mark overnight. That ball spoiled foul and out of play on the right side. Runner at second base and 2 away in the bottom of the second. 1-1 our score. And it's a ball and 2 strike count on Brad Wood. And a line drive back up the middle into center field. Martin will field and throw. It's cut off and no relay throw. It's an RBI base hit for Brad Wood, and St. Lawrence has their first lead as they go on top 2-1. Now Nate Thal, who had an RBI double his first time up. He bats with a runner at first base. We We saw the speed of Wood when he went from first to third on a wild pitch in the first inning. See if they have him try to take off here with 2 outs in the inning. Throw goes to first, and so maybe Hagel Pitt thinking the same thing. 2-1 Vikings as they hit in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch on the inside corner, a strike to Thull. Wood bluffed over at first base but did not go. Now is set. And another turn and a flip throw to first base, and again the runner back. 2-1 our score, bottom of the second inning. Final game of pool play here in day one in the Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic from Tucson. The 0-1, and that's cued over to the first base side, smothered by Priola, and he'll tap the bag at first, and that will end the inning. But St. Laurence jumps in front as they get a run on 2 base hits. They leave one, and after 2 innings of play, the Vikings lead the Wildcats 2-1. Wildcats send up 9-1-2 in the order in the top of the third, and a swing and a miss for Ethan Fleming. That's a strike. And the next pitch near the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. Well, Frank Greco gave up an unearned run in the first inning. Now he's been staked to a 2-1 lead, pitching in the third. The 0-2. And a foul ball. Fleming ready. Greco into the line. Another 2-strike pitch. And a swing and a miss. And Fleming down on strikes. First out of the inning. Second strikeout for Greco. And it's back to the top of the Arvada West order for Alan Martin.
Out of the Wildcats lineup, center fielder Alan Martin.
Martin hit a fly ball to left field that was dropped his first time up. Ended up at second base. Fouls that one out of play on the third base side for strike 1. Actually moved to third on a wild pitch, and then he scored on another fly ball into shallow left that was misplayed. The 0-1, going to try left field again. And this time, Chimera over there to make the catch. And that's out number 2. Now Justin Mulvaney, the right fielder, as he bats for the Wildcats. 2 outs and the bases empty, top of the third. Arvada West trailing St. Laurence by a score of 2-1. First pitch high for ball 1. Mulvaney fouled out to the catcher Merrick behind home plate. Back in the first. A swing and a miss for a strike, and it's 1-1. And a little delay there. Plate umpire thought that one over, it looked like, and called it a strike, and they count 1-2. And a swing and a miss, and a strikeout ends the inning. Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Greco. It's a 3-up, 3-down Arvada West third inning, and after 2.5, they trail 2-1. 3, 4, and 5 of the order for the Vikings in the bottom of the third inning. Mike Cornacker, who walked his first time up, leads off, and takes high for ball one. And a ground ball up the middle. Fleming by the bag at second. Fires on to first, and that's in time. So a 6-3 ground out.
Right fielder, Mike Miller.
And we'll lose our shot here for a moment as the first pitch misses for a ball to Miller. The 1-0 pitch misses for a ball, and it's 2-0. Back to the line of the 2-0 pitch. And misses. 3 balls and no strikes. And the 3-0. And that's over for a strike. Miller was starting toward first base, thinking it might have been ball 4, but he's pulled back. And a fly ball hit pretty well into left center field. But there's room out there, and it's caught by the center fielder Martin for out number 2. Now the catcher TJ Merrick for the Vikings from St. Lawrence.
Catcher TJ Merrick.
And a breaking ball over for a strike. The line in the 0-1. That's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs, bases empty, bottom of the 3rd inning. Vikings leading the Wildcats 2-1. And a fastball fouled back out of play, and it's 1-2. And the next one outside, and it's 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. And that's low for a ball, 3-2. If Merrick can reach for the Vikings, Roger Wilson will bat here in the 3rd. And it will happen. It's ball 4 to Merrick. He's aboard at first with 2 outs. Courtesy runner came out there, couldn't see the number. It might have been Tom Cook. And we'll see if it gets announced back to the scores table here. So a 2-out walk, and Roger Wilson will bat. He had a fly ball to center field to end the 1st inning. that's fouled off at the plate for strike one. Arvada West with a run in the top of the first inning. St. Lawrence got a run in the bottom of the first. Added another one in the bottom of the second. Now we play in the bottom of the third, still 2-1. The 1-strike pitch. And that's inside for a ball, 1-1. Check of the runner at first, and the next pitch is high, 2-1. Throw to first base and the runner back. And the next pitch high for a ball, 3-1. And there's a fly ball to right field. Mulvaney there. And he puts it away to retire the side. A 2-out walk, but no damage done. And after 3 innings of play, it's still 2-1 Vikings. Brody Hagel-Pitt going after the first one and drives that ball into right field. It's down the line, but now he's going to try for second. And the throw just off the bag. We lost sight of the ball down in the corner because of the covering that's over the scorer's table. It looked like he stuttered. Well, he did stutter step, and so I don't know if the ball was misplayed down there or what happened, but he gets to second base and is lifted for a courtesy runner. Now Nick Priola, the first baseman, and for the Wildcats.
Now batting at first baseman, Nick Priola.
And there's a line drive, and that's into right center field for a base hit. Runner's going to be waved around third. The ball misplayed again in the outfield, and that'll get the runner to second base. That'll go as an RBI single for Priola as the runner scores, and then he goes to second on the misplay in the outfield. And I think that's, again, what happened on the first hitter as well, so that very likely is the second error of the inning for the Vikings. But the tying run in for the Wildcats now, the go-ahead run at second base. It's a 2-2 ball game in the top of the fourth, and the batter is Jesse Gonzalez. First pitch is low for ball one. And that's a fly ball into shallow left field. And I actually got a little deeper than I thought it was going to. But tracked down in left field by Chimera for out number one. Now the batter is Zach Skoll.
Left fielder, Zach Skoll.
Here's Greco with the set. And a breaking ball, and he's hit in the helmet again. Another breaking ball. And he'll go to first base. And now time is called. Now the third baseman, Cole Gray, in to hit. And fooled there, fouled off the first one for a strike. 2 aboard with 1 out, a run in for Arvada West in the 4th. And that ball in on the hands and bobbled, and everybody's safe, an E5. So Ball, I think, was anxious to get that ball. He was hoping to tap the bag at third and then maybe throw across the diamond to get a double play. And in his haste, not able to pick up the ground ball clean. So that loads the bases with 1 out. And the batter, Lucas Siakam. And the first pitch outside for ball 1. Two score, top of the 4th. Golden opportunity for the Wildcats to change that. Swing and a miss for a strike, and it's 1-1. Greco with a 1-1 and a swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That's just off the plate, 2-2. The set of the 2-2 pitch. And misses outside, 3-2. Nowhere to put the hitter, bases loaded. With 1 out, a 3-2 count. And a swing and a miss. Big strikeout there, and you can see Greco pound a glove. His work's not quite done. Got to get one more here, and it'll be the number 9 hitter, Ethan Fleming, to the plate. First pitch, Fleming able to check the swing. He struck out swinging back in the 3rd. Now batting with the bases loaded and 2 outs. A run in for Arvada West as they have tied St. Laurence at 2. And the pitch outside for a ball, 2-0. Greco's going to have to go back to work here. 2-0 count. See if he comes in with a 2-0 fastball. And the pitch. And it's a fly ball to left center field. Long run out there, and it's going to get over the head of the center fielder. And a couple of runs will come in. A 2-run double, and Arvada West leads by a score of 4-2. So the number 9 hitter Fleming with the double to deep left center field. White kind of got over there. I don't know if it just wasn't a good angle or if the ball carried on him some. But he got over there and then kind of had to twist around and reach behind him. And the ball was over his head.
Center fielder, Alan Martin.
Now Alan Martin, the center fielder, bats with 2 in scoring position and 2 outs. But 3 runs in the inning. And pitch foul out of play. Strike 1. Now the set and the 1-strike pitch. And that's fouled out of play, third base side. It's 0-2. Martin reached on an error on a fly ball hit to left field in the first, and he flied out to left field in the third. 8th man to bat in the inning for the Wildcats. They've scored 3 times and lead 4-2. And a breaking ball just misses. 1-2 the count. And that's a fly ball, and that's hit pretty well out to right field. But it's playable and caught a few steps in front of the fence in right field. Miller puts it away, and it ends the inning, but a good one for the Wildcats. They score 3 times in the top of the 4th inning, and midway through this ball game, it's Arvada West 4 and St. Laurence 2. Bottom third of the order for the Vikings in the 4th, and they trail 4-2 as Kevin White takes low and outside for ball 1. White, Gutierrez, and Chimera scheduled to hit for St. Laurence in the 4th. The 1-0 pitch, and that's low and outside for a ball, 2-0. And that's bounced in there for a ball, 3-0. And now time called. And timeout over, and the 3-0 pitch misses for ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk issued to Kevin White, and he heads down to first base, the batter Robert Gutierrez.
Designated hitter Robert Gutierrez.
Gutierrez hit a fly ball to skull in left field his first time up. And trying to bunt, and that one bunted foul at the plate for strike 1. And it's a 12-team tournament, 3 pools of 4 each. And in addition to Arvada West and St. Laurence in Pool B, also Rincon High School out of Tucson and Boulder High School out of Colorado. Pool A features the host school, Tucson High, San Marcos out of California, Stanley Lake and Pomona, both out of Colorado. And Pool C, Flowing Wells out of Tucson, Ralston Valley and Rampart out of Colorado, and Salem Academy out of Oregon. That one's bounced and blocked, but rolls around near the feet of Gonzalez, and White goes to second base on a wild pitch. One ball, 1 strike to count. And the 1-1. And that's over for a strike. See, Gutierrez kind of loaded up there and then wasn't able to pull the trigger on the pitch. Now the set and the 1-2. And that's a ground ball down the first base line, but foul. Off hitter aboard by way of the walk. And St. Laurence trying to move that runner around. They trail 4-2, hitting in the bottom of the fourth inning. First game of the season for the Vikings. So they open their season here in Tucson, where they'll play at least 4 games. And there's a fly ball hit down the line of right field. That's going to get down. That's a fair ball, and that's going to bring home a run. Throw cut off, and it's 4-3. So Gutierrez with the RBI base hit. White scores from second.
Outfielder Anthony Chimera.
Now Anthony Chimera with the tying run at second, and nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. Ball bunted nicely, picked up, and a throw to first base. That's going to get away, and that'll bring in the tying run. It was fielded by Hagel Pitt, but he had to get rid of it in a hurry as Chimera got down the line quickly, and it was a good bunt, placed nicely. I don't know if he would have been out at first base anyway. So that might go as a bunt base hit, and then an error brings in the run. So the Vikings have scored twice in the fourth, and we're tied at 4. Now the go-ahead run aboard at first base with nobody out. Back to the top of the order for Brad Wood. Throw to first and the runner back. The next pitch is outside. On the first one to Wood anyway. And it's ball 1. Wood with a walk and a run in the first, an RBI single in the second. And he takes outside 2-0. Balls, no strikes. Hagel Pitt with the set of the pitch, and a fly ball well out of play down the right field side of the count. 2-1. Two balls and a strike on Wood. Nate Thole next for St. Laurence. And the pitch outside, 3-1. Well, a walk start of the inning. Then a couple of singles plus an error. And 2 runs are in. Now the set, the 3-1 pitch. And that's hit on the ground and through the hole on the left side and into left field. A clean base hit. And that puts runners at first and second with nobody out for Nate Thole.
Third baseman Nate Thole.
Thole with an RBI double in the first and a ground out in the second. And time called as Gonzalez will talk to Hagel Pitt. And Nate Thole up there bunting, but bunts it foul for strike 1. 2 on, nobody out, 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Vikings. It's a 4-4 ball game. Bunt shown early here, and it's popped up on the third base side, but it'll bounce in foul territory. No balls, 2 strikes on Thole. Not able to get the bunt down now. He'll swing away. At least you'd expect him to swing away. And he takes high and outside for ball 1. Hagelpet, the right-hander, looking in for the sign from Gonzalez, now sets. And the 1-2. At the knees, strike 3 called, and Paul knew it. He starts to the dugout, and that's the first out of the 4th. Now Mike Cornecker.
Second baseman, Mike Cornecker.
First one misses for a ball. Cornecker, the second baseman for the Vikings, walked in the first, grounded out to Fleming, the shortstop, in the third. Now the 1-0. Yeah, that misses for a ball, 2-0. And the 2-0. That's a breaking ball near the outside corner, a strike, 2-1. Angle pitch shaken off his side from Gonzalez. Now has the one he wants. And it's 2-1. Is a swing and a foul tip into the glove, a strike, 2-2. First 4 have reached base safely for the Vikings. The first 2 of those 4 have scored. Now 2 aboard with 1 out. And the 2-2 pitch. And that's fouled out of play. Hagelpet trying to pitch out of further trouble in the 4th. He's given up the game-tying runs after his team scored 3 in the top of the 4th to go up 4-2. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. And that's out number 2. Now Mike Miller, the right fielder, was called out on strikes in the first and hit a fly ball to center field in the third, 0 for 2. Turn back to second, but no throw. And the first one to Miller misses for ball 1. 4-4 ball game, bottom of the 4th. The 1-0 pitch. Over the outside corner, a strike. It's 1-1. And the 1-1. That misses. 2 balls and a strike. Arvada West 4 runs, 3 hits and an error. St. Laurence 2 runs on 6 hits and 5 errors. Now the set of the pitch. And that's inside. And it's 3-1. And 1 on Miller. Trying to move those runners off of first and second. And the pitch. And it's outside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning. And the 5th of the ball game given up by Hagel Pitt. And time called, and I think that's going to be it for the big right-hander. He will come out to a round of applause from the Arvada West fans. We play in the bottom of the 4th inning. We've got a pitching change. It's 4-4. TJ Merrick at the plate facing a new pitcher, John Badgett. Now to try to get the final out of the 4th inning. And the first pitch, a curveball over for a strike. Next pitch low and away, a ball, 1-1. Step to third, and they'll throw that way, but the runner back well ahead of the throw. Bases loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Vikings have scored twice to tie. Go ahead run at third. Pitch off the outside corner. Ball 2, 2-1. And a breaking ball over for a strike. It's 2-2. Now the set of the 2-2 pitch. And a breaking ball, that's high, 3-2. Now runners will take off here. The merry-go-round gets started, 3-2 with 2 outs. And the pitch. And a line drive, and that's through and into right field for a base hit. And 2 runs will score. A 2-run single off the bat of TJ Merrick. And it's a 4-run 4th inning. And St. Laurence leads 6-4. And Roger Wilson, the first baseman.
First baseman, Roger Wilson.
And the first pitch to Wilson, a called strike. And that one fouled out of play on the first base side, and it's 0-2. A 4-run fourth inning for the Vikings. They answer Arvada West's 3 runs in the top of the fourth. And the 0-2. And that's high. Runner's going to take off on a delayed steal and safe the call at second base. And the 1-2 pitch. And a breaking ball. That's high. 2-2. Still got a ways to go in this one, playing just in the bottom of the fourth inning. And we've been going about an hour and a half. The 2-2. Fouled out of play. Three balls and 2 strikes.
Come on. Sorry, buddy. I thought you were going to the right restroom. Good cardio.
And a ground ball up the middle, and that's through and into center field, and that's going to plate 2 more. A 2-run single off the bat of Roger Wilson. And it's a 6-run fourth inning. It's 8-4.
Center fielder Kevin White.
Kevin White, who led off the inning with a walk, up there again in the fourth inning. And he fouls a pitch out of play on the first base side, strike 1. Now the 1-strike pitch. And that's over for a strike. And it's 0-2. 8-4 Vikings as they hit still in the bottom of the fourth. It has been a long fourth inning. And that's bounced in. It'll go to the backstop. And Wilson to second on a wild pitch. The Wildcats from Arvada West got 3 in the top of the fourth inning, and now St. Laurence with 6 runs in the bottom of the fourth. And a swing and a miss, and that will end the inning. But 10 come to the plate in the fourth for the Vikings, and they score 6 times, and after 4, they lead Arvada West 8-4. Two, 3, and 4 in the order for the Wildcats in the fifth. The first pitch to Justin Mulvaney is up and in for ball 1. Now a swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That one foul to the backstop, and they count 1-2. So the Wildcats have to go back to work again after trailing 2-1 going into the fourth inning. They scored 3 times and went on top 4-2, only to see St. Laurence respond with 6 in the bottom of the fourth inning. And it's 8-4 in the top of the fifth. The 1-2. Just bounced in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Pitch out of the strike zone perhaps, but strikeout. And there's one away.
Pitcher, John Adget.
John Badgett takes strike 1 as he bats for the first time tonight. Replaced Hagel Pitt on the mound and also takes a spot in the batting order. And that's a foul ball. And the count goes to 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. And a ground ball to short. And that's short hopped the first baseman. And Wilson unable to pick it out. So an E6. Puts Badgett aboard at first. And 1 on and 1 out for Nick Priola.
First baseman Nick Priola.
And the first pitch outside and low, ball 1. Now swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Top of the 5th inning from Cherry Field in Tucson, Arizona. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's coverage of the 2014 Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic. And the 1-1. And that one fouled off at the plate. Runner was on the move there, but again fouled off. And so he'll go back to first base. We'll have 3 games tomorrow here on Southwest Sports Network, and then the championship game at 3 o'clock on Friday. And a breaking ball, that's hit well out to left field. But over to make the play, the left fielder Chimera. And it's a long out. Now Jesse Gonzalez, the catcher.
Jesse Gonzalez.
Two outs with a runner at first base in the top of the 5th. Wildcats trailing the Vikings 8-4. And a pitch over for a strike. And the runner goes, the pitch low, the throw to second base, and safe. The Wildcats get a runner to scoring position after the stolen base. Going to try to have to get something done here with 2 outs in the inning. And Greco looks back to second and delivers 1-1. And it's a slow ground ball, and it's called foul ball off the foot. The hitter Gonzalez. And they count 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. And a breaking ball hit on the ground over to first. Fielded there and a tap of the bag at first. That will end the inning. And Arvada West fails to score. No runs, no hits, an error and one left. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Still 8-4 Vikings.
Leading off the bottom of the fifth inning for the Vikings.
Robert Gutierrez leads off and takes high for a ball. 8-9-1 in the order for the Vikings as they hit in the bottom of the fifth. The 1-0 pitch. A high fly ball. That's into right field. Mulvaney with the catch, one away. And brings up Anthony Chimera, the left fielder. He had an infield hit and scored a run in the second, then a bunt base hit and scored a run in the fourth. And the first pitch is outside for ball one. Boy, it looked like it went around there. But, they don't even give him the appeal there, so the count goes to 2-0. Now a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. 8-4 Vikings, bottom of the fifth. The 2-1 pitch. And a breaking ball that just misses, 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. And that's high ball 4. So Brad Wood, the shortstop, in with 1 on and 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. Wood's been on base all 3 times, a walk and 2 hits. And he takes outside for ball 1. The 1-0. Outside for a ball, 2-0. The set and the 2-0 pitch. And that's fouled out of play, 2-1. Comes the 2-1 pitch. Runner bluffs but does not go. The pitch a strike. The throw down to first base. Just a bit tardy. Another one foul out of play. Still 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Runner bluffs again. It does not go. And a fly ball to right field. Mulvaney there, and that's out number 2. the batter, Nate Thole.
Third baseman, Nate Thole.
First pitch high. Jamira's getting some reaction out of the Wildcat defense. He's bluffed a few times. Taking a couple of hard steps towards second base. He's going this time. The pitch high, the throw to second base. And out at second, the call thrown out to end the inning. And nothing doing for the Vikings after 5. It's still 8-4. 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Wildcats in the 6th. Zach Skoll takes ball 1. He's been hit by a pitch twice, both times breaking balls in the helmet. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Wildcats down 8-4, heading in the top of the 6th. 6 outs to work with. And a pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. And the next pitch high, 3 balls and a strike. Greco still going strong for the Vikings. He's given up 4 runs, but all unearned. And that pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-2. Wildcats looking for a base runner. Well, they need a few here. Down by 4. The 3-2 pitch. Off the handle of the bat, fouled back and out of play. A 3-2. And another one fouled out of play. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming up. And a swing and a miss. Greco gets Skoll. And that's the first out in the Arvada West 6th. And now here's Cole Gray.
Third baseman, Cole Gray.
First pitch over the outside corner, a strike. The 0-1, that's high, and it's 1-1. Gray bunted into a double play in the 2nd inning and then reached on an error in the 4th. The 1-1 pitch. Over for a strike, and it's 1-2. 1 out, bases empty, top of the 6th inning. Wildcats trailing the Vikings 8-4. And the 1-2 pitch. Off the handle. A little pop up, and that's caught out on the outfield grass by the second baseman, Cornicker. And that's out number 2. And a pinch hitter for the Wildcats.
Now pinch hitting for the Wildcats, number 9, Joe Rosenstein.
Joe Rosenstein will pinch hit here with 2 outs and the base is empty. And the first one fouled straight back to the backstop for strike one. And the 0-1. And a breaking ball. That's hit into center field. And that's going to drift some, but it's hauled in by the center fielder Kevin White, and it's a 3-up, 3-down sixth for Arvada West. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It's still 8-4. 2, 3, and 4 in the order for the Vikings in the bottom of the sixth. Nate Thal at the plate. He takes ball one. He was up there when Chimera was caught stealing to end the bottom of the fifth. Now the 1-0. And a swing and a miss. And that evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. And a breaking ball outside, 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Off the handle, fouled out of play on the right side, still 2-2. Arvada West will play Boulder tomorrow morning at 11. St. Laurence will face Rincon at 2. As it pitches high, 3-2. And that's high for ball 4.
Second baseman Mike Cornacker.
Now Mike Cornacker bats with the leadoff hitter aboard at first by way of the walk. And he hits a towering fly ball into right field. And he puts it away for out number 1.
Right fielder Mike Miller.
Now Mike Miller, the right fielder. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw to second base, and that's off of the shortstop and into center field as that throw short hops the shortstop Fleming. So it's still on base in an E2. And you would expect that Arvada West would bring the infield in here, but they're playing back at this point. Pitch outside. And the next one, a fastball away for a ball. Breaking ball misses low for a ball, and it's 3-1. Badger with the set as he looks to third, the 3-1 pitch, and that's fouled out of play, and it's 3-2. Foul to the backstop. 8-4 Vikings as they bat at the bottom of the 6th inning. And an opportunity to stretch the lead some with a runner at third and only one away. And there's a ground ball into the hole. It's short. That's through and into left field, and that'll get the run in. And it's 9-4. So Miller with an RBI single. And it'll bring up TJ Merrick.
Catcher, TJ Merrick.
First pitch outside and low, ball one. And the runner's going to go here with the ball in the dirt. And the Vikings get another runner into scoring position. And next one bounced in. Now they're going to throw behind the runner, and they put the tag on, and he's out at second base. So Gonzalez throws behind Miller, and they pick him off second base. And that pitch high for ball four.
First baseman, Roger Wilson.
Now Roger Wilson steps to the plate. We look ahead to the Arvada West 7th inning. They'll send up 9, 1, and 2 in the order. The first pitch over for strike one to Roger Wilson. Next one inside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a breaking ball. That's over for a strike. You can see Wilson react there. He was not looking for the breaking ball, and he takes the pitch for strike two. 1-2 the count with a runner at first. A run in, 2 away in the inning. And that's a line drive into center field. And that's another base hit. Now Kevin White, the center fielder.
Center fielder, Kevin White.
First pitch over for a strike. And a breaking ball fouled off. And the count 0-2. That pitch high for a ball, and it's 1-2. Breaking ball misses low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. And a swing and a foul tip and a strikeout will end the inning. St. Lawrence adds a run in the 6th. We go to the 7th, it's 9-4. Ethan Fleming leads off and takes strike one. New pitcher in the ball game as Zach Erdman is on to try to clean it up here and close it up in the 7th inning. Not a safe situation, but going to get the work in here as the pitch is fouled out of play and it's 0-2. Now the lines for the starting pitchers, unofficial of course, and there were some scorer's decision type plays that affected some of the innings. So this is just based on how we scored it here. But first for Brody Hagel-Pitt, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 8 runs all earned, 5 walks and 5 strikeouts. And for Frank Greco, the St. Lawrence starter, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 4 runs all unearned, no walks, 6 strikeouts, 2 hit batters. I guess technically it was 1 hit batter because he hit the same guy twice, but 2 hit by pitch. And that pitch bounced in there for a ball. Top of the 7th inning, and once again the Wildcats in need of base runners. And a ground ball on the right side. Takes a high hop, picked up, and then throw on to first base, still in time. That was quick reaction over there by the second baseman, Cornicker.
Center fielder, Alan Martin.
And one away for Alan Martin. Martin trying to bunt, takes outside for ball 1. And that pitch over the outside corner is strike, and it's 1-1. Next one will move the feet inside and low, 2-1. Arvada West with a run in the top of the 1st inning. St. Lawrence answered with one in the bottom of the 1st and another one in the bottom of the 2nd. There's a 1 hopper to 2nd and a throw on to 1st in time, 2 away. Arvada West got 3 in the top of the 4th inning to go at 4-2, and then St. Lawrence answered with 6 in the bottom of the 4th inning to make it 8-4. They had another one in the bottom of the 6th inning to make it 9-4, and that's where we're at in the top of the 7th with the Wildcats down to their final out. And Mulvaney hits a slow roller, and Cornicker, the second baseman, going to get all 3 assists here. A 4-3 ground out, and it's a 3-up, 3-down 7th inning. And we go final from Cherry Field as St. Lawrence beats Arvada West by a final score of 9-4. Totals on the ball game. Again, unofficial, but Arvada West 4 runs, 3 hits. All 3 of their hits come in the 4th inning when they scored those 300 runs. But 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 4 left. For St. Lawrence, 9 runs on 10 hits. They commit 6 errors and leave 7 runners on base. So that'll do it. Again, our final score, Arvada West falls to St. Lawrence by a score of 9-4. And that'll do it from Cherry Field in Tucson. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow for day 2 in the Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic.